Chapter 1. Episode 11. Clothes shopping? Hey, Jean Dano. I feel like I'm being looked at in a strange way. c1e11 says with a slightly uncomfortable expression as we ride the escalator. c1e11 attracted attention as soon as we entered the mall. She seemed to have noticed it but was able to remain calm and look around. There aren't many people around here who look like c1e11. They must be curious. I see. Also, you're carrying a sword. This sword is like my life. I can't leave it behind. Well, I am not asking you to leave it behind. Of course, what I said is true. But maybe most of those people are fascinated by c1e11's beauty. The number of tourists has increased, and foreigners are seen in various places, but it is rare to see a beauty like c1e11. It's like seeing someone through a TV or movie screen. Some people couldn't help but look at her. If I look closely, the young women around us all wear beautiful clothes. Could it be that my clothes are out of place? By calmly observing, c1e11 seems to have noticed the difference between her and those around her. That's what students wear for exercise and work. I don't think it's appropriate to go out. Oh, really? Well, we're here to buy clothes, so let's buy many fashionable clothes today. That's right. I am not used to this kind of thing. Keiho-san, I will be counting on you. Ahaha, you sound like a samurai. Keiho laughed at c1e11's changed attitude. The two seem to have good chemistry, so I don't need to worry about them shopping together. When we reached the third floor and walked down, the shops lined up gradually become all women's shops. Around here, the customers are mostly women, families, and couples. It's a little uncomfortable for a man like me. And we have arrived at the underwear department, which can be said to be our main destination. An English sign that looks fashionable. Unlike the interior of the men's store, the interior using a pale pink color seemed to claim that this was a sanctuary for women. What is this place? Not only me, but c1e11 also seems to be a little confused by the glamorous interior of the store. I wondered if there were lingerie stores like this in the other world. This is the lingerie section. Let's buy your underwear here. Oh, okay. I understand. Keiho enters the store, followed by c1e11. Then I'll just hang around and wait for you. When I was about to leave them and go somewhere else, c1e11 stopped me. Jean Dano, aren't you coming in? It would be inappropriate for a man to enter the store. I understand your discomfort, but it's difficult for. If you are not wandering around alone and avoid going near the fitting rooms, it won't be a problem. Still, I feel sorry for Jean-san. If you are worried, why don't you ask him to stay where you can see him from inside the store? Isn't that making me suspicious? She's your bride, isn't she? You should be more supportive and accompany her. When she says that, it's difficult for me to refuse. I'll be waiting for you over there, so take your time shopping. Okay. c1e11 walked into the store with a relieved smile when I told her so. You have a lovely bride. Seeing us like that, Keiho teased me, and I shooed her away with a hand gesture. Shut up. Just go and do the shopping. But Keiho didn't walk away, she stayed and held out her hand. Money. I gave it to you on the escalator, didn't I? I put the money for c1e11's clothes in an envelope and handed it to Keiho while we moved. You underestimate women's underwear too much. That's not enough money. Apparently, the amount of money was not enough. Are they really that expensive? I never bought women's underwear or paid attention to the price, so I have no idea. I took out a few 10,000 yen bills from my wallet and handed them to Keiho. She nodded in satisfaction and went into the store. An hour after we arrived at the lingerie store. Finally, two came out of the store. Serum smiles contentedly and holds a paper bag with a logo on it. I thought it would be about 30 minutes at the most, so I was feeling very tired from waiting. Aren't you taking too long? Women need more time to shop. However, I have been very attentive and tried not to linger. I complained to Keiho without thinking, but she brushed it off. Come to think of it, women's shopping takes a long time. I hadn't gone shopping with a woman for so long that I had completely forgotten about that. Did you buy all the stuff you need? Yes. Bras are amazing. It holds my breasts perfectly and is easy to move around. You don't have to tell me. Serum was talking excitedly while lifting up her own breasts. When I stopped her, she snapped out of it and her face turned bright red. I'm sorry. It was immodest. I guess her sense of shame was numbed by the fact that she had been talking with women all this time. She had been talking with Keiho and the shopkeeper about underwear for a while now, so it couldn't be helped. Anyway, I should be happy that I am now out of the no-bra situation. Now that we've already bought the underwear, we can buy clothes for going out. Yeah, right. The atmosphere was tense, but Keiho changed the subject, so I took advantage of it. Unlike the lingerie store, this one doesn't make men uncomfortable, which is a big help. What kind of clothes do you have at home? Serum doesn't have many clothes because she didn't bring much luggage when she came here. Then we'll have to buy almost everything from scratch. If possible, I'd appreciate it if we could buy cheaper stuff. If they spend the same amount they spent at the lingerie store, my savings will be diminished considerably. I'm sorry, but please spare me. I understand. As expected, the amount spent on brand name items would be outrageous, so I'll try to get you the cheapest, best quality clothes I can. Keiho. That way, I can buy expensive clothes for myself without hesitation. I want my respect and appreciation back. But I'm grateful she helps me buy clothes with as little expense as possible. When it comes to the cheap and good stuff, Unisilo is the place to go. The first place we bought clothes for Serum was Unisilo, a major player in the fashion industry. It is a fashion store that offers high-quality and fashionable clothes at reasonable prices, which is very helpful for ordinary people's wallets. I often go to this store myself. Oh, there's a sale on t-shirts and pants over there. Serum-san, come here. Oh, okay. When Keiho finds a sale rack, she pulls Serum by the hand and moves on. She picks up a t-shirt from the rack and checks the size and color, ensuring it fits Serum's body perfectly. When Serum finds one that looks good, she picks it up and tries it on in front of the mirror. When I see her shopping like that, it's hard to believe that Serum is from another world. I'll leave it to them. Women's shopping should be left to women. Seeing how well they get along, I decided to stroll around the store alone. Chapter 1. Episode 12. Trying on clothes. When they finished shopping at Unisilo, Serum carried 2 large paper bags. You girls have bought quite a lot. When it comes to clothes, there's a lot to choose from. I really wanted to buy more. This is enough. If we buy more, it will burden Jindano. Because Serum-san is so modest like this. When Serum saw that Keiho was convinced, she exhaled with relief. It would be troublesome to move around like this. Let's go put our stuff in the car for now. I am fine. I can carry these around with me all day. Serum may be fine with it, but it would hinder others. Carrying around 2 big paper bags would hinder other people from passing by. Besides, I also bought some clothes and want to return to put my stuff down. So, we returned to the parking lot, left the clothes we had bought, and returned to the mall. Well, now that we're done shopping for clothes, let's buy our daily necessities. Wait a minute. Did you forget about my reward? Keiho pulls on my sleeve while I'm speaking. She is smiling, but her eyes are serious. I feel a strange pressure. I'm just kidding. I'll buy it for you. Yay! I'm sorry, Serum-chan. Therefore, will you accompany me to the store I wish to go to? Of course. I've received a lot of advice from you, Keiho Dano. Thank you. Once I nodded, Keiho instantly started smiling and getting excited. It's frightening how quickly she changes. After receiving Serum's agreement, Keiho quickly strode across the floor and went to a women's fashion store on the 4th floor. The logo is so fashionable that I can't read it. What does it say? It's not an expensive store, is it? Don't worry. This place isn't that expensive. While asking Keiho, I checked the price of the shirt beside me. It's not as cheap as Uniqlo's, but it's not tens of thousands of yen for a single shirt. For the time being, I am relieved. Since it is a ladies' shop, many women are in the store. Still, several men seem to be attendants, so I don't feel uncomfortable. Still, if I go around alone, I might be accused of being suspicious, so I won't leave Keiho in Serum's side. Keiho casually looks for her clothes as if she has visited this place many times. Contrary to her, Serum and I followed her with a worried expressions. It's very different from Uniqlo. Because Uniqlo is a large-scale store. Serum is also a woman, but she is surprised at how glamorous the store is. But she seems interested in the beautiful clothes and tries to touch and pick up the clothes on display. I wonder if she likes fashion more than I thought. Serum-san, do you like that one-piece dress? Oh, no, not at all. Besides, I don't look good in such a pretty dress. When Keiho asked, Serum shook her head vigorously. She had been touching a pale blue one-piece dress. What are you talking about? Of course, it looks good on you. Let's try it on. Wait. I thought we came here to buy clothes for Keiho Dano. Trying on clothes is free, so try them on. Come on, I'll try on some clothes too. With clothes in her hands, Serum is about to be dragged away by Keiho, and she looks at me as if asking for my help. I pretended not to notice it and sat down on a rest chair. A while later, I heard a voice behind me saying, Jean Dano, but I pretended not to hear it. Jean-san, look. As I checked the weather for this week on my phone, Keiho came out of the fitting room. Keiho is wearing black sporty outerwear over a thin knit and a long skirt in a golden yellow color. She is dressed in autumn attire. Isn't that outerwear too big? These days, long lengths like this are popular. This is also fashionable. When I pointed this out, Keiho raised her index finger and shook it to the side. Her face was a little annoyed at me as if she thought I didn't understand anything. Unlike Keiho, I don't go to the city often, so I can't comment on the latest trends. Anyway, Serum is not yet done? I am looking at Keiho's clothes and chatting with her for a while, but Serum hasn't come out. Unlike Keiho, she doesn't have to change all of her clothes, so I don't think it would take her this long. I wonder what's taking her so long. I'll go check on her. Keiho gets worried and goes to check on her in the fitting room. Wow, you're so beautiful. Let's go show it to Jean-san. Wait a minute. I'm too embarrassed to show it to Jean Dano. The fitting has already been done, but Serum is too embarrassed to come out. Keiho and Serum spent 5 minutes arguing in the fitting room. Serum finally gives up and comes out. The pale blue one-piece dress perfectly matches her golden hair and white skin. As Keiho said, she has an excellent style and looks great. The only thing that seems out of place is the sword in her hand. She would have looked like a wealthy young lady if it were a fashionable item, such as a parasol. She looks very shy, perhaps because she is not used to wearing such clothes. So, what do you think, Jin-san? Keiho gives me a slightly pressured look. As expected, I know what she wants to hear from me. It's beautiful. I think it suits you. Really? When I expressed my honest opinion, Serum's face turned bright red, and she looked down. It seems she is not used to receiving compliments. I was surprised by how beautiful she looked in the dress. Keiho looked at me with a jealous expression when she noticed my reaction. He never compliments me when I try on clothes. I think Keiho is pretty too. Thanks for the obligatory comment. When asked to praise explicitly, I lose the desire to praise. This couldn't be helped. After that, Keiho continued trying on a few more clothes, and Serum joined her in trying some outfits. Serum seemed shy initially, but as she tried on more clothes, she enjoyed them and looked more comfortable. Yup. The first outerwear is the best. After an hour and a half passed, Keiho finally seemed to have decided what she wanted. I wondered why we spent so much time trying on clothes, but I knew that questioning her about it would spoil her good mood, so I didn't say anything. Okay, then I'll pay the bill. Here's my loyalty card. Okay. Hey! When I received the loyalty card, Keiho tried to say something with a serious face. I know. I've already taken it to the cashier. I'm going to pay for it together with this. Whoa! Jin-san, you're so thoughtful. Shut up. Go change your clothes quickly. I pushed Keiho back into the fitting room to contain my irritation. I ignored her protests that I was not treating her like a lady and went to the cashier to pay for the purchase. But first, I need to check the price of Keiho's outerwear. 20,000 yen. It's a little expensive for a college student, but I think it's fair considering how much thought and effort she put in while shopping for Serum. She's good at aiming for a line I am reluctant to point out. I'm sure Keiho will do well in society. Keiho and Serum come out when I finish paying the bill. They have just finished changing back into their original clothes. Hey, here's your reward for helping us out today. Thank you. I didn't have enough money in my allowance this month, so thank you. Although it is a little early, I give her reward first. Keiho happily holds the paper bag with the logo on it. And this one for Serum. Me too? When I give her the other paper bag, Serum looks inside with a dubious look. Isn't this the first outfit I tried on? Jin-dano, I didn't ask for this. That's right. I bought it for you because I wanted to buy it for you. That's all right, isn't it? Thank you, Jin-dano. I will take good care of it. Serum, who had been reserved, smiled warmly when I told her the reason. Then she carefully held the bag containing the one-piece dress. I'm glad she accepted it. As expected, it's not good if all her clothes are uniform. Having a more stylish piece of clothing for going out would be nice. Serum is a girl, after all. Chapter 1. Episode 13. Food Court. I'm so hungry, Keiho said as she left the fashion store. Serum nodded her head in agreement. I look at my watch and see that it is past 2 p.m. No wonder they are hungry. Let's have lunch. Where do you want to eat? The food court. Yeah. By the way, you pay for your own food. Then we'll go to the food court. Keiho is dissatisfied with my decision to eat at the food court, but when I tell her that I won't buy her food, her response changes 180 degrees. What is food court? I could explain it to you, but we're almost there, so it would be faster for you to see it yourself. The food court is on the same floor as the fashion store, so we arrived before I could explain. Many chairs and tables were arranged in the open space, surrounded by various food and beverage stalls. Oh! There are so many stalls lined up. Are all of them food stalls? C1e11 expresses amazement as she observes the food court. Yeah, you order food at the stall of your choice, find an available seat, and then enjoy your meal. With so many food stalls, deciding what to eat is hard. After I explain the system, C1e11 hesitantly wanders around the food court. It seems she plans to take a circular route before making a decision. I'll order first and reserve seats for us. Okay. Keiho decided what she wanted and got in line at the Tenden food stall. I follow behind C1e11 as she looks around the food stalls and sometimes explain to her about the menu. Have you decided what you want to eat? It's so tempting I can't decide. They all look delicious. C1e11 holds her head and ponders. Then why don't you order something we don't usually eat at home? Something we don't usually have. How about bread? Yeah, since we usually have rice. We don't have any bread at home because I prefer Japanese cuisine. Rice is good, but it's been a while since I had bread. Bread. What I have in mind is a Western-style menu that pairs well with bread, but there are no such restaurants in this food court. However, there is a world-famous hamburger stall. It's also a delicious dish served with bread. How about that hamburger stall over there? What's a hamburger? It's meat and vegetables sandwiched between bread. Oh, that sounds good. Let's try it. After I gave her the general idea, C1e11 got in line. Well, I'll give you some money, and you can order what you want to eat by yourself. Aren't you going to order for me, Dano? This is practice for you to shop alone. I'll be right behind you. Oh, okay. I'll try. I had already taught C1e11 about money. It would be better for C1e11 to be able to shop alone. This time, Keiho accompanies us, but there is no way I could accompany her when she buys underwear and other necessities specifically for women. Since she learned math in her former world and can do simple calculations, she should be able to shop alone. Welcome. What would you like to order? Yes. Well, which hamburger is delicious? I was a bit worried from the moment C1e11 spoke. As long as it's on the menu, there's no such thing as not delicious hamburger. The waitress hesitates for a second but then realizes that C1e11 is a foreigner and looks at her kindly. Well, the teriyaki burger is our most popular option. Then I'll have that one. If you order a set, you'll get a great deal. Would you like to order a set? Set? It comes with fried potatoes and a drink. Ordering it as a set is cheaper, so I recommend ordering that. When an unfamiliar term confused C1e11, I stepped in to assist. Then I'll have a set, please. What size fries would you like? We have 3 sizes, S, M, and L. If the price doesn't change, I'll take the L. Okay. Please choose a drink from this list. Dano, I don't know any of these drinks. C1e11 successfully answered the question about the fry size, but she got stuck when choosing a drink. The menu had labels and names of the drinks, but as someone from another world, C1e11 couldn't understand them. Just order orange juice. Okay, I'll have the orange juice, please. Certainly, Mississippi. After some time, Serum successfully ordered her food. Huff. Shopping in this world is quite nerve-wracking. There are so many options, and it's complicated. Well, now you get it. Once you order something, you get used to it. That's right. I learned how to order a set. Next time, I should be able to order smoothly. Serum sniffs and clenches her fist, wearing a strangely satisfied expression. I imagine a future where everything will be sold as a set, and prices will rise. Well, I guess she'll learn a good lesson then. Well then, I'm going to go order my own food. After you get your hamburger, join Keiho at that table over there. I saw Keiho placing her tendon tray on a table and sitting at a table for 4. After Serum nodded her head, I went to order my own food. After receiving my order, I joined Keiho and Serum at the table. Serum had patiently waited for me. You could eat first, you know? Jean Dano has been accompanying me, so I don't feel comfortable eating first. I just wanted to wait for you, so don't worry. I see. Eating it while it's still warm is best, but I can't force her if she doesn't feel comfortable eating first. Serum is as loyal and serious as always. Although I think it's okay for her to be slightly more relaxed. How considerate of you, Serum-san. Jean-san, you've got yourself a really good wife. So, is that so? Serum blushes red as she recalls our husband and wife cover story. I'm getting used to it, but Serum seems to be easily caught off guard. On the contrary, you should be a little more considerate. Keiho was devouring a bowl of tempura rice in front of Serum. Tendon tastes best when it's hot. That doesn't mean you should eat it so fast. There is only about 1/3 of the bowl left. When I sit down, she's almost finished eating. Just how fast can she eat? Now, let's eat. When I sat down and clasped my hands, Serum also politely clasped hers. Although she has only been here briefly, she has strangely become accustomed to saying itadakimasu. After we finished the ritual, Serum unwrapped her hamburger with her hands and took a bite. Then, her eyes widened in surprise. What a soft bread! It's so soft to bite into, and the flavor of the wheat spreads instantly. I've never tasted bread this good before. It's funny how Serum is more surprised by the bread taste than the filling. Of course, the filling is great, but I didn't realize bread could be so soft and flavorful. Well, it's a very popular franchise worldwide. They definitely use high-quality bread. The high quality of the bread made Serum react like someone from another world, although Keiho laughed without realizing it. Well, it's rare for people to eat a hamburger and focus on the taste of the bread. This is delicious. The combination of chicken and sauce is excellent. No wonder it's the most popular item at that food stall. As Serum eats the hamburger, her comments leak out. She was familiar with this type of food in her hometown. She seems to be thoroughly enjoying it. For Serum, bread holds the taste of her homeland. Perhaps I'll buy some bread when I go grocery shopping later. While Serum eats happily, I also enjoy my Zara udon. After adding white onion, sesame, seaweed, and wasabi to the dipping sauce, I dip the noodle in it a bit and slurp it up. The noodles are firmer than those you get from cup noodles or those you buy from the store. The noodles can be slurped easily, allowing you to fully taste their flavor. In a hot season like this, it's refreshing to enjoy something cold like Zara udon. Jean Dano, isn't that considered impolite? As I slurp my noodles, Serum looks at me wide-eyed and expresses concern. No, you've got it wrong. That's actually the proper way to eat Zara udon. Are you serious? Yes, slurping the noodles when eating zara udon is quite common. Keiho responds to Serum's question. I once saw a TV program that mentioned how foreigners don't have a culture of eating noodles. They are often surprised when they see Japanese people slurping noodles. I think it's similar in this case. Serum-san, if you've never eaten it, you should try it. Oh, really? Yes, you should try it. Take a bite. Cold udon and soba noodles are delicious options during this season. They are also quite simple to prepare, making them convenient dishes to serve at the dining table. However, if Serum has an aversion to these foods, including them in our meals would be challenging. I don't want to go through the trouble of preparing a separate dish for her. Ideally, I would like her to enjoy the same food without any aversions. With this in mind, I offer to share my zara udon with her. But these are the chopsticks that Dano used. If I eat with these, it will be an indirect kiss. I realized I hadn't thought this through when I heard Serum's words. Serum-san is Jin-san's wife, right? Why do you worry about that now? I immediately tried to get another pair of chopsticks or a fork, but Keiho questioned her. It's unnatural that she's my wife, but she's worried about indirect kissing. If I saw a couple like that, I would also want to question their relationship. I'm just joking. I'll try it. After hearing Keiho's quizzical voice, Serum quickly grabbed my chopsticks. Still unfamiliar with chopsticks, she struggled to hold them and desperately attempted to pick up the noodles. Clumsily lifting the noodle, Serum dipped it in the sauce and brought it straight to her mouth. But she didn't quite understand how to slurp and stopped halfway with the noodle in her mouth. Slurp the noodle as if you're sucking in your breath with your mouth. After Keiho explained how to do it, Serum could slurp the noodles. How's that? It's quite delicious. She seems calm, but her ears are bright red. She's probably so overwhelmed by the indirect kiss that she doesn't even remember how the food tastes. After Serum finishes tasting the food, she hands it back to me. Of course, she also returns the chopsticks. But with Keiho in front of me, I can't change the chopsticks just because my wife used them. If I do that, she might think that there's something wrong between us or that we don't get along. So I pretend not to care and continue eating with the same chopsticks. The moment I put the chopsticks in my mouth, Serum made a sound, and her face turned red. Stop it. It's not that I don't care about it either, so don't react like that. Thanks to you, I can't taste my zara udon. Chapter 1. Episode 14. The Grocery Store. Now all we have left is to shop for groceries and other daily necessities. That's right. After finishing our lunch, we will do the rest of our errands. Let's take the elevator downstairs. Okay. The first floor is where daily necessities and food are sold, but taking the escalator down can be a bit inconvenient. Agreeing with Keiho, we make our way to the nearby elevator. Serum tugs at my sleeve from behind and asks in a low voice. Dano, what is an elevator? Oh, it's like a machine that moves people and luggage inside a box. It's easier to move between floors compared to an escalator. Is there a machine that can move more easily than an escalator? That's right. When I explained it in a simple and easy-to-understand way, Serum looked amazed. Escalator is already convenient machine, and yet they create even more convenient alternatives. People in this world never seem to run out of the desire to laze around. Once again, that may be true. Serum's comment reminds me to appreciate the convenience of things around me. We reach the elevator platform, and I press the button to go down. However, all the elevators appear on the lower level, so we must wait for them to arrive. During this brief wait, I notice Keiho opening her SNS on her smartphone. She smiles as she looks at the screen, perhaps engaged in a chat with someone. Watching her absorbed in her phone from a third-person perspective, I can't help but find it amusing. It's a familiar sight. I also used to do the same. As we stand there waiting, we suddenly hear a pinging sound. The door opened by itself. Don't just stand there in a daze. Let's get in. I give c1e11 a gentle push to enter the elevator and press the button for the first floor. However, Keiho remains outside, too focused on her phone to notice that the elevator has arrived. Hey, Keiho. Let's go downstairs. Oh, sorry. I'm coming. Keiho realized what was happening when I called her and quickly put her smartphone in her pocket. She walked towards the elevator, but c1e11, standing beside me, pressed the close button. Ah! As a result, the elevator door closed quickly, leaving Keiho locked out. So sorry. I was so curious about this button and pressed it. Dano, what should we do? While c1e11 panicked, the elevator descended with us on board. It was her first time experiencing an elevator, and she seemed shocked after leaving Keiho behind. I couldn't help but feel sorry for c1e11, but at the same time, I found the situation somewhat amusing. She can't come with us. Why not? We can only use the elevator once a day. No way. It's a machine that transports people from one place to another in seconds. Do you think you can use it repeatedly without paying a price? You're right. We reached the first floor while I was panicking. Of course, it was a lie, but c1e11 was convinced, and her body trembled. I was so amused by her reaction that I continued to lie. Then what is going to happen to Keiho Dano? c1e11 asks frantically, and I pause momentarily, trying to make a sad expression. She will never be able to move from that floor again. We have lost a good person. While I was teasing c1e11, Keiho arrived. It seems she came down using a different elevator. Too bad, I wanted to tease her a little more. Well, I was so surprised when the door closed before me. And I felt embarrassed because I felt like I was being left behind. Keiho Dano. Thank goodness you're okay. Why? I was just locked out. When Keiho tilted her head, c1e11 relayed what I had just told her. Then, Keiho burst out laughing. Ah ha ha. Of course, those were lies. You can take the elevator as many times as you want in a day, and even if you can't, there are escalators and stairs. Through Keiho's explanation, c1e11 finally realized she had been pranked. Her puzzled expression transformed into a pouty one. Dano, you are a wicked liar. Sorry. I'm sorry, I just found your reaction amusing. I tried to calm her down, but c1e11 remained silent for a while, probably dissatisfied with being pranked. However, her attitude quickly changed once we arrived at the grocery store. The shelves were filled with vegetables, fruits, fresh meat, fish, frozen foods, beverages, candies, toilet paper, kitchen utensils, and various other food items and daily necessities. The store is in a shopping mall, and the scale differed from the local supermarkets. Dano, are the markets in your country always this huge? c1e11 looks overwhelmed rather than surprised when she sees the grocery store. Of course not. There's a supermarket nearby our house, but it's smaller. Really? After hearing it, c1e11 let out a sigh of relief. If sales floors of this size were everywhere, all small and medium-sized supermarkets would go bankrupt. Keiho and I grabbed the basket and put it on the cart when we entered the store. Oh! This cart is very convenient. Do you want to push it? May I? Do not bump into anyone. Serum's eyes light up excitedly as I ask her to push the cart. Seeing her enthusiasm, I can't help but smile. She looks like a child, happily pushing the cart around. Well then, I'll buy my family necessities. Okay. We'll meet up later. When shopping grocery, it's more efficient for each person to do it individually. Shopping together would only slow us down. Therefore, we have decided to temporarily part ways with Keiho. Oh. I was asked to buy toilet paper and tissues, so help me carry them later. Again? Do people often ask for your help? Well, it's a depopulated area, and many elderly live in the countryside. When you go out to a big city with shopping malls, it's common to be asked by elderly neighbors to do some shopping. This is a common occurrence in the countryside. Understandably, they would prefer to ask young and energetic people to help carry heavy items. While online supermarkets offer the convenience of home delivery, many of them are analog-era people. I see. We can't refuse the requests of the elderly. Well, that's true. Besides, I've learned a lot about farming from them. Dano, is that your experience? Yes, when I first started, they were incredibly helpful. I failed over and over again, and the old people's words were nothing but annoying. But looking back now, I realized that they genuinely cared about me. I can't say it often, but I was truly grateful to them. I see. Then that's even more reason to help them. Still, don't go around promising them things without thinking. They'll just keep taking advantage of you endlessly. It was easy to imagine the old people taking advantage of Serum's strong sense of justice and asking her to do anything for them. Serum would willingly accept their requests. It's only natural for a knight, or any young person, to help the elderly in need. If it starts affecting your work, I'll cut your pay and meals, okay? I'll help them as long as it doesn't interfere with my work and living. When I warned her, Serum nodded with a serious expression. If I warn her like this, she won't be reckless. Oh. Aren't these Dano's long eggplants? Serum picked up something on display in the vegetable section. It was a bag of long eggplants with Mita Farm stickers on it. That's right. My vegetables are also delivered to the supermarket here. Amazing. I didn't know Dano's vegetables were sold in such a big market. It's just a local supermarket, though. Even so, there must be many other farmers. And yet, the long eggplant grown by Dano must have been recognized by the purchasing person as a high-quality ingredient. You should be proud of that. Do you really think so? Thank you. There was a mix of shyness and humility in Serum's expression, but she appeared to be genuinely impressed. Somehow, I feel that no one can match this girl's honesty. Fufufu, this is a long eggplant that I labeled and bagged. Alright, I'll buy it. Why? Even if you don't buy it from this store, we have plenty of them on our farm. I'm buying it because I want to. Deduct the cost from my salary. I pointed it out, but Serum showed no signs of backing down and confidently placed the long eggplants in her basket. I could tell how happy she was to see the long eggplants we had worked with being sold. I understood her feelings because I had experienced the same excitement when I first saw my vegetables in the market. I decided to respect Serum's feelings. Are there any other vegetables that Dano is growing? The cucumbers should be on display, and we are scheduled to deliver tomatoes next time. Oh. Then let's go see the cucumbers too. After completing my shopping while browsing through the vegetables, we joined Keiho. We headed home with a large number of daily necessities. Chapter 1. Episode 15. Big Frog. Good morning, Jean Dano. The morning after a trip to the mall to buy groceries. C1e's voice echoed in the living room. Oh, good morning. I reflexively turn around and try to return her greeting, but I stop halfway because C1e's appearance has changed. She is wearing different clothes than usual. Instead of her usual unfashionable red jersey, she wears a white t-shirt and denim. She's wearing the unisilo clothes she just bought yesterday. It's a simple fashion, but it looks great on a beautiful woman with a nice style like C1e. As I am stunned by her appearance change, C1e touches her clothes with a slightly worried expression. How is it? Do my clothes look weird? Don't worry. They don't look weird. Okay. Well, I'm glad. As I reply with a nod, C1e looks relieved. On her chest, there is a shiny gold necklace. I guess it's one of Keiho's recommendations. Keiho attends a university in the suburbs and admires city fashion, so she has a good sense of style. She did a good job picking out something that would look good on you. I should thank Keiho for that. Ah! I muttered something like that, and C1e suddenly let out a loud voice. What's wrong? I haven't properly thanked Keiho Dano. Oh, come to think of it, we were too busy carrying and delivering the groceries. I thought she had made a terrible mistake, but it was nothing serious. It would be rude not to express my gratitude even though Keiho Dano has cared for me. I must thank her. However, it seemed to be of great importance to C1e. C1e hurriedly attempted to run out of the house as soon as she remembered. Wait. Do you know where Keiho is? Ah. When I stopped her, C1e calmed down and halted her attempt to leave. If you're a knight, now is the time to stay calm. I tend to act before thinking. It's a bad habit of mine. It's embarrassing. C1e says with an embarrassed expression on her face. First, you should check if Keiho is at home. How can I do that? By sending a text message from a device like this. Then you can contact anyone who has the same device, even if they are far away. Anywhere? Unless you're deep in the mountains or underground, you can communicate with them from anywhere. How convenient. With this kind of communication, the battlefield will be completely transformed. C1e shudders as she looks at the message I sent to Keiho. It's crazy to think that the first thing that comes to her mind is military use when learning about the convenience of smartphones. While pondering such thoughts, I receive a reply from Keiho. I expected her not to respond immediately since it was early in the morning, so it was surprising that she was already awake. She had plans to go out with her college friends and woke up early. She said we could meet her briefly this morning. Then let's go see Keiho now. But before that, let's have breakfast first. Oh, okay. After calming down C1e, who was about to rush out again, we ate breakfast as usual. After breakfast, C1e and I leave and go to Keiho's house. Visiting early in the morning can often be seen as an inconvenience. Still, it's more convenient for Keiho this time, so it shouldn't be a problem. If we miss this opportunity, Keiho will be busy for a while, and it will be difficult to see her. Keiho's house is about a 15-minute walk from ours. Since we're in a rural area, there are no crosswalks or complicated roads to navigate. We just need to follow the path. It is already past 7:30, with the sun gradually rising and the temperature climbing. At this time, we can walk comfortably. If the temperature remains like this throughout the day, we can work comfortably and steadily. The surroundings are adorned with vast rice fields, and the water's surface reflects the blue sky and white clouds. It is a countryside immersed in awe-inspiring nature. As we leisurely walk, admiring the scenery, a frog emerges from the rice field. The countryside teemed with abundant wildlife, and such scenes are familiar, yet Serum's reaction is quite dramatic. Big Frog. As soon as she uttered the unfamiliar name, Serum unsheathed her sword. Under the scorching midsummer sun, the sword in her hand glowed. It was a sight that seemed out of place in the quiet surroundings. Hey, what are you doing? I warned her against drawing her sword, wondering why she would do so here. What happened to her previous words about knights won't unsheath their swords recklessly? Jean Dano, you claim there are no monsters in this world, but you're lying. This is undoubtedly a juvenile big frog. Stay back. What in the hell is this female knight saying? I sighed and hit Serum on the back of her head as she held up her sword. Ouch. What are you doing? I don't know if it resembles a monster from another world, but this animal is called a frog. It's not a monster. Is that so? Sorry. It just looked too similar to the monsters in my world. What kind of monster is Big Frog? This frog is about 5 meters long. 5 meters long frog? Do such creatures actually exist? From the point of view of modern people, the biggest frog that can be imagined is a bullfrog at most. I can't even imagine that there are bigger frogs than that. It's a terrifying monster that often appears in rural areas and swallows livestock and humans. When I encountered Big Frog in my first battle, I was entangled in its long tongue and nearly swallowed alive. I don't know much about the situation in the other world, but I understand that Serum was traumatized by frogs. Well, there are no creatures like Big Frog in this world, so don't worry. Frogs are common around here, but they're all small. It seems so. It doesn't seem to attack us when it sees us. It's just an animal. If you understand, put away your sword. I am sorry. I'll be more careful from now on. Please don't get caught violating swords and firearms control laws. After confirming that Serum has sheathed her sword, we continue walking along the path. However, she still gazes at the frog with a timid expression. It seems that she is still worried. Feeling mischievous, I decide to approach the frog from behind. Sensing the danger, the frog abruptly jumps towards Serum. Then Serum collapsed on the side of the path as if her knees had given out. The frog ignored her and hopped past Serum, returning to the rice field. Ha 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 ha. You're getting terrified over a frog. Wait. Don't draw your sword. I'm sorry for what I did. I laugh, amused by Serum's reaction. Then she puts her hand on the sheath with an annoyed expression. When I think about it, I'm absolutely no match for Serum when it comes to fighting. I am not supposed to make her angry. Until we got to Keiho's house, I was supposed to keep Serum in a good mood. Chapter 1. Episode 16. Candy Shop. After a 15-minute walk from our house, we arrived at our destination, Oba Candy Shop. The shop is an old building with a style reminiscent of a Showa-era candy shop. Outside is a row of gacha machines and a freezer filled with ice cream. We were greeted by a vast selection of candy as we opened the sliding door and entered the store. The shelves were filled with sweets, and nostalgic toys adorned the walls. This is Keiho Dano's house. Well, to be exact, it's a candy shop run by Keiho's family. Welcome, you two. You said you had something urgent to do. What is it? As we conversed, Keiho emerged from the curtain in the back corridor. Serum said she didn't thank you for your help yesterday. Keiho Dano, you helped me out a lot yesterday. Thank you very much. Thanks to you, I was able to buy a lot of nice clothes. Oh. That's the clothes you bought yesterday. Yeah. Even a simple outfit would look cool on beautiful, stylish ladies like Serum-san. Seeing how good Serum looks today, Keiho is pleased as if she wore the outfit herself. If it suits her so well, I guess the person who gave her advice must be happy too. Is being cool a compliment? It's definitely a compliment. Looking cool in a simple fashion is a great thing. I wish I were as slim as you and had long arms and legs like you. Really? I actually admire the slender and cute types like Keiho Dano. I suppose human beings are creatures who find what they don't have attractive. From my perspective, both of them have their own unique worries. Just to show my appreciation, here's a long eggplant I picked from the farm. Wow! There are so many beautiful long eggplants. Serum gave Keiho a plastic bag of long eggplants she had harvested before leaving our house. Although I bought her clothes yesterday, we came early this morning, so at least we should bring her a gift. Still, coming over to thank me. You're so polite. Serum-san. It's important to say thank you, isn't it? I agree. Thank you, Serum-san. You're welcome. Serum looks happy as Keiho expresses her gratitude. Keiho approaches me and whispers softly. If you ever need help picking out clothes for Serum-san again, just let me know, okay? It seems that Keiho is interested in selecting clothes for Serum. Still, I don't want to be constantly pressured to spend much money on expensive items whenever we shop. Serum, it seems that Keiho won't go shopping with me unless she gets a reward. I understand. I want to go shopping with her again, but I hesitate because of the expenses. Whoa! No. I was just joking. You don't need to give me any rewards. Feel free to ask me anytime. Seeing the sad expression on Serum's face, Keiho quickly takes back what she said to me. All right. Now I can ask her to assist Serum whenever she needs help shopping. Keiho gives me a protest stare for taking advantage of Serum's innocence, but I brush it off. Oh. Isn't that Jean and Serum-san? Hey! You should have told me you were coming to my house. Kaito, Keiho's older brother, came out attracted by our lively conversation. Today, he is wearing an aloha shirt and shorts, a very Hawaiian outfit. As usual, his fashion sense is flamboyant and eccentric. We just came here to say thank you. Even so. Well, I've got some business to attend to, so I'll leave now. Sorry to disturb you while you're busy. I'll see you later. Keiho walked into the back of the room as Kaito came in. Then she picked up her bag, walked past us, and went outside. She seemed very busy. Nah, I think she's just enjoying her summer vacation. Come to think of it, college students are currently in the midst of summer vacation. As a farmer, I had completely forgotten about that feeling. Jean Dano, are all the items here sweets? Yeah, that's right. Besides sweets, they also sell toys and other things. Jean Dano, can I take a look? It seems that we can't leave right away. I told her before that I would take her to the candy shop. Well, I don't mind if we look around for a bit. I nodded, and Serum looked around the store excitedly. One of these is only 10 yen. That's cheap. Because they are snacks sold to children. Can you make a profit on that? Don't say such a cruel thing, Serum-san. Kaito scratches his head with a wry smile at Serum's direct question. I've wondered about that myself, but how's it going? In the past, things may be different, but now there are a lot of stores and services available. The number of people living here has also dropped, and I think the business must be suffering. Like Serum said, the profit margin might be pretty low. To be honest, the profits are almost zero. I earn money from my side job as a freelance video editor, so there's no real benefit running a candy shop. Kaito relies on his video editing job as his main source of income. The candy shop itself doesn't generate much profit. If that's the case, why does Kaito Dano continue to run the business? I like candy shops. It was a place where we could hang out and discuss which candy we would buy with our small allowance. Even as I've grown up, this space remains deeply ingrained in my memories. This place must be very important to Kaito Dano. I didn't know Kaito kept the candy shop going for that reason. Usually, he appears to be a carefree person without much thought. Still, it seems that he has a strong determination of his own. I don't dislike that kind of character. Well, enough about me. Have you ever tried any sweets? I've had yokan and mizu manju. Your food choices seem old-fashioned. If you haven't tried anything else, try buying something here. Wagashi, Japanese sweets, are delightful, but candy is tasty too. Serum turned to me in response to Kaito's sales pitch. It seems like she is about to ask if she can buy something. I call Serum over and signal for her to open her palm. I place the money in her hand. Yukichi Dano. Can I use all of this to buy candy? No, of course not. This is your salary. You can use it when I'm not around or if you want something for yourself. Oh, this is my salary. I understand. I'll use my own money to buy it. It would be troublesome if she always broke and kept asking for my permission before buying anything. Having a wife who asks her husband for everything she wants is weird. She should have the money to buy what she wants at her own discretion. Candy is cheap, and she probably won't spend all of her first salary. Serum takes the money, grabs a small plastic basket, and starts shopping for candy. Jean, how about you? Sure, I haven't bought candy in a while. I haven't bought candy for a while. It's not a bad idea to buy and eat snacks between work.